Hello, everybody. Hey, I wanted to let you join me. I am getting ready to finish up some of the round circles, but I thought, oh, maybe you guys would like to just watch me do this. So, here we go. I'm going to bring you down. Down we go. So, when I was starting to paint these blue, before I did that, I masked them off. And once the blue, well, actually this one is backwards. I just put this on so you could kind of like see me do it. Because this would have been like this. It would have been across like that. So you can't, this is what I painted. It was all like this color. So I painted all of this blue. Then I take that off, throw that in the garbage. I gotta get my glasses on. Then I am using milk chocolate paint. You could use whatever color you want. These are 6-inch rounds and they go on the stands. Then my paint is pretty thick on here, so I just kind of thin it up a little bit with just some water. And I might have to have a little bit more water on there, because I do like it kind of thin. So we're going to put that on there. There. I want to get these out of the way. I don't want any of my white to get messy. Okay, so then you load your paintbrush up like that. And then you just go right along the line. And because this is going to get covered up anyway, then I just kind of paint all over it, and you'll see that it gives it kind of a wood grain. Then I take it, make sure you always do a straight wipe. You don't go like this, because otherwise you're going to get the brown down in the blue. So you just want a straight swipe. There. And then you kind of get a wood grain to it. Now these are already dry, so you can see that. Okay, let's do one. Well, actually I got two more to do. So hopefully everybody saw the Christmas in July ornament special. That will be going on until the week of the 15th. Then we'll have another one. And the next one's just as cute. So swipe across, do kind of like a firm push on it. Then get the next one, and always kind of load it up. And you always use like a flat brush too. This is 100% flat brush. And really, even if you get some in the blues, even if you don't get it all of the way, that's okay, because a white piece is going to go across here. Say if you don't have a super steady hand, that's okay, because your white piece is going to go across it. But I kind of like, okay, swipe all the way across it. There. So, all of those are done. Now I can take my glove off. I can't stand wearing gloves, but I didn't want to get paint all over. Now we're only going to do just one right now. Hang on, let me get, gotta get some Kleenexes. Ooh, don't you hate it when you have a new box of Kleenex and half of the box comes out with you? Oh my gosh, that drives me crazy. So I'm just going to make sure this is cleaned up on there. I'll put that over there. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to put you on pause. Okay, I'm back now. Let me bring you down a little bit more. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to make sure there's no marks on my white. And I would say 99% of everything that I have that's white always gets spray painted white. And the reason I do that is because on the edges is a burn mark. And it seems like on the white, especially, 100% of the white and the yellow too. Excuse me, just had ribs for lunch, making me burp here. But like the yellow too, you can kind of see that burn mark in there. That will start to bleed through. And we don't like that. We don't like that at all. So, especially the white, it always gets 4 coats. I have a square that it sits on, and I spray this way. Then I turn it, I spray it again, turn it, spray it again, turn it, spray it again, and then usually all 4 sides are sprayed. So that keeps your burn marks intact with white. So, and light colors too. Sometimes I will, yellows and a really light pink, I will spray paint these all white, and then I'll do the color on top of them. So, because those colors like to bleed through. It's like light is a good primer. So now we're gonna do this. We're gonna put, oh shoot, I forgot that my paintbrush. Okay, I'm back now. Sometimes I forget everything. So I'm gonna glue this on, so this will get started drying. And if you get a lot of paint out of the line, that's not a problem. In fact, my tacky glue is not coming out very well today. So, but what I'm gonna do is, remember how I always put it on I have parchment paper down on my tablecloth. So, see how much excess glue I had? Sometimes I'll do it a couple different little places, get it all over there. Then I'm going to put this on the line. Then I always hold it up because, see, maybe I got a crooked right there, you know? So then you have time. And that's kind of like why I don't like to use super glue, is because super glue does work pretty fast. And this is my, let me get this out of the way. This is my scruffy paintbrush that I use to get glue off. And I always just get it moist. And then I just kind of, rub it all over it just to make sure there's no glue marks on it. So that looks pretty good. So there's that step. Now we're going to put this, we'll just set that over there for a minute. Then I'm going to get this back here. We're going to get our white, and we got to do a little bit of edging on it. I got to fill my white back up. Okay, so remember we got some finger daubers. These are our finger daubers. I could do a float on it, but I love my finger daubers. And remember, if you have a glisten on it, that's too much paint. So if you have it looking something like that, way too much paint. So, and then you want to just kind of like, you know, daub it around, okay? So we're just going to make a shiny edge, like a white edge across the top of this. And sometimes you have to let it dry a little bit and then kind of like do the edge again. Okay, so we're going to let that dry, and then we got the green leaves, and I'm not going to do that with a green leaf yet. I am going to take some of the lighter green. Let's see, I don't know what this name is. That one's elfin green. This one might be elfin green too. I'm not really for sure. I get mine in a quart, and then I just kind of, I put it in there, and sometimes I forget. So this is my little baby paintbrush. I don't know if you can see the edge. I'll put it in the white. This is my baby paintbrush. Always get your paintbrushes wet first, okay? So I dip it in there, and then I always kind of like go on to get all them bristles inside, you know, full of paint. And then here, I am just going to make this stripe, just maybe some stripes here and there on this. And if you feel like you have too much paint on the end, just kind of let it like brush it off. There, that's all we want to do on there. Make sure you get this clean. I got these on Amazon. Okay, we're gonna let that dry too. What else do we have to do? I think that's, oh, we got to do the letters. I forgot the letters. Now we gotta get a S-U-M, whoops, E, and R. Okay, I got my letters for summer out. I'm gonna get my dauber back, put a little paint on there, and then I'm just gonna go kind of on the top of each of these. And you wanna kind of have them in the same line up. Oops. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. My hand's not in the way. Put it like that. If you get paint where you don't like it, just get your rag and wipe it off real fast. Don't let it dry. And then you can restart again. Ooh, that's a nice breeze through here. Had to open the window in the kitchen because it was cold. We always set our thermometer to 65 at night so we can sleep really good. And it just has not gotten warm in the house today. Usually, because I think the temperature, I don't know, it's like 80 something. But usually, I hear our dog barking outside. I might have to go get her. Don't know where she's barking at. But, okay, so there's my summer. So now we're going to take our green leaves and we're going to do some like white lines through these too. So bring this over here. Going to get white in there. You don't want it to be super thick because when do you see what I'm doing with the paintbrush? It's hard for me to see, but as I'm going, I'm twisting it. I'm twisting it through the paint to make that tip super duper thin. So then I'm just going to put white lines here and there. No random order, just white lines here and there. Okay. Because then little flowers are going to fit on here too. But if you have like big globby, then it won't do very good. You want that tip. Just bring it through and diluted paint and see how thin that tip of the brush is now. I kind of like doing that with this paintbrush instead of like markers, because you just get a finer line through it. And whatever you do, don't go back over it 5 or 6 times, because just make whimsical little wisp around. Because if you start going over it 5 or 6 times, I guarantee you're going to mess up. And you don't want to do that. And then it's just not going to look pretty. So you don't want to do that. You just want to go over it one time. Because, okay, so if you look at this, it's like, oh man, that's kind of ugly. Well, actually, it's not going to be ugly by the time you finish it. It's going to be very, very pretty. So now we're going to do a little bit on the leaf. I'm going to get my paintbrush wet again. Because you always want this brush to be very thinned out, okay? And then I'm just going to make little whimsical lines on the top of here. Doing this one backwards. And then we're going to have whimsical lines on the lemon. So you don't think you're going to see them very well, but you will see them very well. So, okay, so let me make sure your paintbrush gets the tip. Make sure you get your tip just right, very pointed. So let's glue this together. Make sure your hands are not, sometimes I'll go like this real fast. Get all that paint that you just had on there off of there. So I like tacky glue. I buy it in the gigantic bottle. And I also like, what is it, art glitter glue. I get that on Amazon too. I think I get this at Walmart now. Or not Walmart, but Michael's now. Walmart sometimes has a better price than Michael's. You have to kind of look at your pricing. Okay, then I'm just going to kind of go. And once you start smooshing this down, the glue will go at all of the little cracks here and there. And if it squeezes out, hey, that's okay. Because you got another brush to put it in there. And I know it's going to squeeze out because I can see. Okay, so I'm going to put that down on there. You hear Molly barking. And then I always got to give it a smush. And that's going to bring all of that glue out everywhere. Then I always take my handy dandy little brush and kind of wipe it here and there. Let me get this big one out. Okay, get that one over there. You don't want it sopping wet. You just want it moist so it sucks up that glue that's in there. I mean, the glue dries clear, but it'll also leave like a, you know, like a little bump of glue. So, okay, so we got that. Wipe that. Now we're gonna put our Hello Summer. I always put them on first. I should move my hand. I always put them on first to make sure they fit. And see, that don't fit. So you got to scooch these over a little bit more. S-U-M-M-E-R. And we'll get them straight once they go on. Now, this one I am going to use, and I always buy the stick pins off of, I don't know if you can see it, stick pins off of Amazon, because I have never found them in the store, because these are stainless steel. If you put regular steel in there, the glue makes it, because it's moisture, the glue will rust your pins. So let's put that in there for safekeeping. I like this one because it has a very fine tip, and I could get a, you know, well, I should say halfway line on here of not globbing it everywhere. And remember, a little bit of glue goes a long way. There, got the glue on there. Now we're going to put this up here. There. And again, I'm going to just kind of touch it here and there. Make sure we don't got no globs. There. Okay, now we'll do the summer. You don't have to, because this is like regular glue. I mean, this art glitter glue, I don't know why it's called glitter, but this, because there's absolutely no glitter in it. But this glue, it does dry faster than the tacky glue. So you do have to work kind of fast, but not super fast, because you can still make it movable. But sometimes, you know, raw wood and paint, I don't know, it like absorbs it better, and it really dries fast. There's something in there that's in the chemistry, I guess. And say you get a lot of the glue on there, remember, you could always put it on your paper and get some of that off of there. But that's why I like this tip, because it's like superfied. Okay, so we got that on there. Then I'm going to hold it up again, because if you look at it, it's not even. So I'm going to hold it up, and I'm going to kind of get these. You see, they're still movable, but it's kind of not movable. If you were using super glue, you'd be SOL, because you ain't going to move those. Very good, much better. So now I just go with my paintbrush, my moisture, because we don't want any lumps and bumps in there of glue. And I'm going to get those all off. When I do big signs, I have a laser that I use, that I put on. It's just a little box laser, and I put that on the side of it, and then it does a guideline across it. So, okay, now for the lemon. And I think I'm going to put that back on there. I don't need that anymore. I just kind of use that glue for mainly, you know, lettering. So, okay, there's my lemon. Let's get that. And if you get a do-it-yourself kit, all of these have like the little etching lines that you know you can see. And put the leaf out there. Ooh, that was lucky. Okay, there's my leaf. Now we need a big flower. And I love these kind with the lid on the bottom, because you could just set it. You always have glue. Your glue is always sitting there waiting for you. Okay, so now I've got some little flowers to go around. I love these little daisies. I used to grow beautiful daisies in Minnesota when we lived there. These are like little Shasta daisies. And these kind of just go here and there. There's no rhyme or reason. But one thing I did forget, and I'm going to do that right this second. Actually, I'm going to pop this off, because I'm going to put that there. And let's see. I forgot to paint the stem brown. That was kind of silly of me. I wish I had. I'm going to go grab my blow dryer. Okay, I'm back. Got my blow dryer. Get this brown dried. I like this little blow dryer. It's called Heat It. Can't hardly hear it. When I do paint shows and ladies use it, it's like, well, what's that? It's not working. They don't think it's so powerful. It's the most powerful paintbrush that I have. So, but they don't think it's working because it's not noisy. So, it's kind of funny. I love this side. It's just fresh, you know? Okay, so let's put this guy back on here. Go add some more glue. Okay. There's some more of these little baby flowers up here. I think I got three different size flowers. Okay. Is everybody hot where you are? I think today we might be getting some nasty storms tonight. Not really for sure, but yeah, you never know with Mother Nature. We're kind of in an area where, I mean, we don't really get super storms here. I think I'll put one right there, and right there. I like these little baby ones. There. We'll put one there and there. There. Beautiful. Okay, so now we are going to get our white paint. And we've got to have a few polka dots in here. And this is I got this at Walmart, Dollar Tree. I don't even think they have them anymore at Dollar Tree. They used to have these and a pokey. I don't see my pokey one, but they're just stylist. You know, you could get them at Hobby Lobby. You could get them at Michael's. Not really for sure what section they're in, but yeah, they're just called stylist. Yeah, I'm just putting the polka dots on there. Just a finishing touch. And then I'm going to be adding, whoops, didn't want to do the green. That would not be good. Then I'm going to be adding, check it out, look at it, see what else. See if we need more polka dots. Then I'm going, okay, so I got those polka dots on there, like that. Now we're just going to add some polka dots in the leaves. Just a few little polka dots, just to add, you know, I don't know what it adds. It just adds something to it. So, okay, get these in here. And I'm also going to put some on the letters. I think it just kind of finishes it off, you know? And who doesn't like a few polka dots? Okay. So on the letters, I am going to, what is that on there? On the letters, I think, maybe I'm going to leave the letters by themselves. Although I do like bringing down 3 of them. I think I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I gotta move it. Don't want to touch those. I don't know, just add something. So, there. Then on the lemon itself, I'm gonna put some dots. Even though you really can't hardly see them until you look at it, then they're like right there. There. I think that will do us for the dots. Gonna have some around. Usually I get 2 dots out of a, whatever it's called, the putting the paint on there. So, okay, I think we're gonna leave that one the way it is. And that will be done. So, and I'll put a hanger in here, then I'll put a bow on here, and I'll show you a picture when I'm finished. And I always paint the back too. So, we'll let that dry, and that's a 6-inch, and those are for the 12-inch hangers that you sit on your counter. just to have different sign for each season. So there you go. Have a great day.